focus is supporting this child. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
WPHT, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. An Odyssey station.
It all started with the best 15 minutes I've spent on myself in years.
Your favorite.
On Stansland. You know, thanks to my friends at CoPair and my health coach and nutritionist, Danielle, I'm now down at least 15 pounds. 15 pounds. Tell me that wouldn't feel good. If you're thinking about getting healthy for the spring, for the summer, you've got to do this right now. And when you finish and reach your goal, you can visit CoPair for Life for those free check-ins. That's what I'll get with Danielle, my coach. Call CoPair now, 855-888-0180. Tell them Dawn sent you, and that initial consultation is free. And to help you get started, they have a very special March into Spring program. Do this now so you look and feel great by May. Call them, 855-888-0180, or go to copairhealth.com. That's COPARE health.com.
Hey, it's Rich Izzioli. I'm so excited to be back at Parks Casino for Joe Conklin's Comedy Night. Join me Thursday, April 7th for a night of laughs inside Parks.
Hey, guys. Hello.
Casino.com. Select tickets for April 7th. Don't miss it. Thursday, April 7th. Doors open at 7 p.m. It will sell out. Parks Casinos at 2-9.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Mic check.
Yeah, don't mute the mics, ever.
On Odyssey. Like the documentary series Love Thy Neighbor about the night.
Just so you know, you only have 2 spots in here. These are the spots they gave me.
The originals.
It says new generic spot.
All right.
56 seconds, and
we'll
says
deal with
Investor
it.
School
All right, we'll deal
Live.
with it.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, we'll deal with it. I know what it is. It's the old ones.
That's what they put in here for me.
Yeah.
I didn't pick them.
No, I know. It's because
last week they had
we
like
didn't think
7
it
of
out.
them. Last week they had like 7 of them
I know.
in here.
I know. We didn't think it out. But I think you're ready, right?
Oh. I'm ready.
Have to step back for a moment and look at that and say, what is the underlying interest in them limiting your ability to read something or share something or access something? So I always say the best thing to do is just let it all go out there. Just put it all out. Let it all hang out there and let people figure it out themselves.
Rich Izzioli. Weekday mornings, 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the Odyssey app.
This program is a paid commercial announcement and in no way represents the views of WPHT or its management.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. An Odyssey station. Investor Schooling Live with Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhaus on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Good afternoon and welcome to Investor Schooling Live. Coming to you from Investor Schooling headquarters. I'm Phil Falcone here with my business partner, Larry Steinhaus. We are the founders of Investor Schooling. Get ready to learn real estate investing and stock option trading. Call us anytime during the show with your questions at 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. That's right, we're a live program, so you can call us at any time during the show, and we will take your calls. Don't worry about what we're talking about, because we love to take your calls. Investor Schooling is located in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, serving the Philadelphia area in a real brick-and-mortar building. We are local Philadelphia guys, accessible to our students a minimum of 2 nights per week. Learn this business, the business of real estate investing and stock option trading, from people who live it every day.
Are you struggling talking there because you have coffee in your throat? Is that what's going on?
If you want some coffee heading your way, you should be careful how you talk to me. I got a big cup of hot coffee.
Well, you keep going, man. I interrupted you. You just keep going. I just I just was enjoying listening to you struggle speaking.
We're now on Saturday at 2 p.m. until who knows when. We have no clue. 12:10. This is how they treat us. They don't even tell us when we're going to be on from week to week.
I heard we're going to be on this time for a little bit of a while, or at least until there's another game.
Is that a scientific fact?
Yes, we are.
A little bit of a while?
We are following the science. It's a little bit of a while.
Okay. So you want to get right into this list?
Let's do it. What do we got?
When do you think the real estate market's going to go down?
It already started.
Go ahead. Tell me what
All right.
you think.
It already started. You guys, and this is the thing, right? So there is a point where it turns from a buyer's market to a seller's market, and neither one know it yet. And we are there. So what's going to happen this spring? I'm telling you right away. What's going to happen this spring is you're going to have houses that are going to go on the market, and they are going to sell immediately. And then you're going to have the same exact house, same exact neighborhood, even the house next door, same exact layout. I don't care. It's going to take a while to sell, and it's not going to make any sense to either one of them. That's when you know the market is changing, and it's going to change this spring. I've been saying it for a while that this is going to be the last good year, and it's still going to be a good year. Don't think I'm not saying house prices are going to go down, but we had those bidding wars last year. You're not going to have the same kind of bidding wars. You might have slight bidding wars, but we're not going to have houses going on the market for $500,000 and being sold for $570,000. They may go for $510 or $520, but they're not going for $570 like they were last year. You're probably going to have a lot of houses going for a list price, and you're probably going to have some houses that are overpriced. That always happens anyway. When they're overpriced, they're going to sit. So if you are thinking of selling your house, if you're thinking of selling your house and you really want to move and you really want to get out of your house, get out now. Don't make that mistake. Get out now, because it's going to be it.
Get out now.
It's like, the Amityville Horror.
Get out now.
It's the Falcone Horror. This will be the time. So the market it's starting to change. It's like the little crack in the dam is starting to happen.
What do you think of those people who say sell before it's too late?
Well, sell before it's too late is just it's just a hook to get you to sell before it's too late. I mean, whatever. You have to understand. I have no intention of selling my properties. You have no intention of selling your properties. I don't care what my properties are worth.
No.
I don't care if I have a property worth, let's say $500,000 today. And I don't care if a year from now it's only worth $350,000. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not selling it a year from now. All I care about is the income. And if the income's working, and there is a second part to that too, by the way. I do care that I still have equity in the property. In other words, if I owe more, if the house this year is worth $500,000 and then next year it's worth $350,000, but I owe $400,000, that's troublesome to me. It doesn't mean it's a problem. It means it's troublesome. It means that I'm not comfortable anymore. I like to know that I could sell any one of my properties at any time and not have to worry about taking money out of my pocket. And that's all my properties will be that way. All of my properties have a minimum. Right now, they have a minimum of 30% equity in them, so I'm not really worried about them. Some of them are paid off, so it's not a big deal.
I'm feeling pretty good about my portfolio too.
Yeah, your portfolio is really nice. I mean, you got two prized possessions.
I got
really
two
nice.
properties that might be worth $3 million apiece.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure because I have never appraised them.
Well, I agree with you on Executech. I think that's probably worth about 3 to 3.5 based on the numbers that you've given me.
See, probably, but it's maybe not that simple because it's a commercial piece of property, so it's valued more on how much rent money it makes than anything else. It doesn't necessarily go up just because houses go up, but at the same time, a property is a property.
Yeah.
And as long as you can do something with it, and that building has tremendous potential. I stopped by over there today to move some furniture around and stuff.
Are you being the maintenance boy again?
I am that's my title there.
Maintenance boy. I know.
I'm the maintenance boy.
I heard that there's some of the women in the place that they're single or trying to pick you up.
Only the older ones. Once I started growing all this gray hair.
Oh, is that what it was?
It's the young girls don't bother me anymore, but their moms do.
I heard you got this thing for the person who runs it too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. By the way, if you're online, you could comment on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and maybe YouTube. I don't know. YouTube, I think YouTube just shut me down, at least one of my sites down yesterday, when I interviewed Bill Spadia from 101.5. Do you believe that?
Why would they shut you down for that?
Because we start talking about masks again. And YouTube, as soon as you mention masks, they're going to shut you down. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So don't say anything about it. It's unreal.
I won't say anything about
the censorship,
masks
yeah,
and how stupid they are.
Yeah, exactly. The censorship is unreal on Facebook. I'm sorry, on YouTube. It's worse on YouTube than it is on Facebook. Facebook did not shut me down yet. But if you guys want to listen to that, that's really cool. That actually brings me up to something too. It brings me to remind ourselves of something. Oh boy, we have the event coming up. We have the Freedom and Finances
you
event.
okay? That sentence didn't really flow.
Yeah. Well, don't listen. I want to make sure that no one was listening to that sentence. So let's strike that sentence from the record. Okay. All right. We have the Finance and Freedom event coming up, and it's coming up on April 24th. And you can go to this. It's an all-day event. We're going to be talking about finances and freedom. We're going to be talking about how to make more money, how to invest in the stock market, how to invest in real estate, how to do all the things that we do. And then we're also going to be talking about freedom, where we have Doug Mastriano, who is probably going to be the next governor. I really hope he is, to be honest with you, in Pennsylvania. And you're going to get to have lunch with him. You're going to have breakfast with him. It'd be awesome. And then we also have Bill Spadea coming, and that's what Bill Spadea and I were talking about yesterday. The guy is a freedom fighter as well. It's pretty neat stuff. And if you're watching online, there's the coupon code. I'm not the coupon code. The QR code. If you want to scan that, you can scan that. Or if you're listening, you can go to 4mmw.com. 4mmw.com. You don't want to miss out on this. I think we actually opened up another 20 seats, so we have about 35 seats left. We actually asked for the second room now because we were booking this thing pretty quickly. So we have about 35 seats left. Go to 4mmw.com. You'll really enjoy it. It'll be a lot of fun. And you get to meet Phil Falcone, too. And, Phil Falcone is probably the most important person in the entire room that day.
Well, that's obvious.
Right.
I mean, I'm always the most important guy in any room I'm in.
While you're in it alone.
Yeah, even if I'm in it alone.
Only when you're in it alone. All right, what else do we want to talk? By the way, you know what? You want to give away a couple of tickets for free?
You know what? I'm in a giving kind of mood. Let's do it.
All right. So for you guys who don't know, it's $197 to attend this. We'll give away a couple of tickets, but let's make it a contest to give away the tickets. So by the way, you could call in 855-939-1137, 855-939-1137. So now let's think. What do we want to make the contest to be if they call in? What should they do? All right, let's see. Maybe if they're long-term listeners of ours, maybe they know something personal about us.
Well, I don't know that I want people calling up saying things that are personal about you.
About me, it's okay.
I mean, I'm clean, but you are the one I'm worried about.
I got it. Let's see. How many offices? I got it. How many offices does Executech Suites have? There you go. So, first person to answer the question, how many offices Executech Suites has, will win free tickets, 2 tickets actually, one for themselves and one for a guest. You'll win 2 free tickets to go to the Freedom and Finances event. We're going to meet Doug Mastriano, Bill Spadea, myself, Phil. We have 5 other speakers coming as well. You will have a really good time, plus lunch and breakfast.
By the way, yesterday I'm driving down the road and I saw Mastriano for Governor sign.
There you go. Excellent. And by the way, it's going to be at the Washington Crossing Inn. Now that you interrupted me and I couldn't say that. It's going to be at the Washington Crossing Inn in Washington Crossing, Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, Washington Crossing, Pennsylvania. And that'll be April 24th. Please make sure you can go. All right. So any callers, you call in right now, you'll talk to Glenn. Glenn will put you through to us right away. Glenn is our producer over at PhD. He's awesome. And we have Mike, our producer over here, doing all the video work. And he's the guy who makes this happen on Facebook. So if you call in, 855-939-1137, and tell us how many offices Executech Suites has, you can win 2 tickets. All right, what's next on the list there, Mr. Phil?
Next on the list is, will a crash in real estate lead to additional crashes?
So when you say additional crash, you're talking about like stock market crashes?
No, I mean crashes in other arenas other than real estate.
You mean like the stock market?
Yeah.
Isn't that what I just said? You weren't listening to me. You listened to...
Well, I do have headphones on.
Well, you know, and I said, you mean like in the stock market, and you said no. That made up for my really poor sentence
I wouldn't call what you said a sentence. That would be really not accurate.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right.
So, but there could even be other things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It could devalue businesses, for example.
Yeah.
It could devalue because businesses exist inside of real estate, do they not? So
They do.
I was just thinking about it, and I was thinking, like, if the real estate market did have a serious correction, what other things would that affect? And then what I started thinking about even further was, how could I benefit from knowing what those things might be?
So you're always going to have people who didn't prepare. We've been teaching preparation for this for a really long time. We've been teaching preparation for this for almost 3 years now, prepping for what's coming.
That's why I have like 2,000 gallons of water at my house.
2,000 gallons of water.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That's I actually, that's probably the only thing I don't have enough of. I have food,
Really? Well,
I have bullets, I have silver, I have money.
It's the most important thing you need.
I know, it's funny you say that. You're absolutely right.
Because if you didn't have any water to drink, you'd be dead pretty quick.
Yeah, you could actually come to my house and take my food then.
Well, that would be the plan.
And some of that food's dehydrated, and if I don't have water, I can't use that either. But hey, wait, listen, hey, we got Bob on the line. Hey, Bob, what's going on, man?
Hey, Larry.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Pretty good, man. Hey, I got a question for you. How many offices does Executech Suites have? What?
I said I can't believe I'm actually talking to you guys on the phone. It's hilarious. I love your show. Yeah, I just heard your question, and I've heard that commercial a number of times, and I'm pretty sure that the answer is 47 offices.
Is that right, Phil?
It is correct.
All right. Hey, Glenn, make sure you get this guy's phone number. But before I hang up with him, hey, Bob. So I'm really glad you listen to us all the time, man. I'm excited to hear that, and thank you. I really, really appreciate you listening.
Well, I got another question for you, though, Bob. How many gallons of water do you have in your basement? Okay, because we're preppers. Okay, so you need to have lots of water. One of the ways that I get water is when I'm in Lowe's or Home Depot, and they leave those empty water containers around by the front entrance. I grab a couple every time I'm there, and then I fill them up with like garden hose water, and I cap them off, right? And my family thinks it's hilarious. They think I'm crazy, but I say, fine. I'll remember that you said I'm crazy when you're looking to cook something on the fire and you ain't got no water.
Hey, Bob, you really looking forward to meeting us? You sure you want to meet somebody as crazy as Phil? Did we lose him? Hey, Glenn. Did we lose him?
He's on hold. I'm getting his info.
Oh, okay, no problem. Okay, no problem.
Well, we weren't done talking to him.
Yeah, we were talking to him, man. Come on.
Can't you get his info later?
He was like the coolest guy, man. He said he likes us. We have 7 listeners, and he's one of them who calls us and likes us.
A lot of people call us, but none of them say they like us.
That's right, exactly.
He's back.
Most people say that they can't wait for us to get off the air.
So besides water, we store lots of other things, but we'll talk about that at another show. That could be next week's topic.
Very cool. All right, Bob, I don't know if he's going to put you back on, but it doesn't matter. But we appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot, and we're looking forward to meeting you at the Finance and Freedom event. You can go to 4mmw.com, 4mmw.com, and you can go there and you can get some tickets. And Bob just got 2 tickets on us, and I'm looking forward to meeting him. All right, we need another question for another contestant. What do you think?
You want another?
I got a good one.
What?
All right. What is the name of my new book? So the first person to call in with the name of my new book, you call in with the name of my new book, and you can get a pair of tickets. But it has to be the complete name, including the subtitle. All right? All right, so if you call in right now, 855-939-1137, 855-939-1137, call in with the name of the book, first person to call, and you can get 2 free tickets too. All right, what's up, Phil?
So let's talk about mortgage rates.
All right.
How much have they gone up?
They're going up a lot. They're right under 5 right now. But do understand that they weren't that far off of 5, I don't know, a year and a half ago. So it's not that it's super horrible that it's a little below 5.
It doesn't matter to me anyway, because next house I'm buying it for cash anyway, right. So it doesn't matter.
Sure.
But it's going to affect some people for sure.
Absolutely.
It's going to slow things down.
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of the reason why the Fed is doing that. They're causing the raise in interest rates real simply to slow down the prices of housing. The inflation rate is insane. This administration has really done a number on us. and they're causing...
You don't worry about your phone. You don't have to silence it during a radio show.
It is silence. I just wanted to make sure that it was silence. That's why I was looking at it, because I heard a buzz. By the way, if you're online too, you can comment on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and maybe YouTube. I don't know. If you're on YouTube, comment. I'm just curious to see if we're even on YouTube. I don't even know if we are anymore.
So, I mean, I've never worried too much about mortgage rates because I'll tell you a funny story. So the first house that I ever bought in 1989, interest rates were 10.25%. And every person I worked with, when I went into work the next day and told them that I bought this house, they all said, that rate, how'd you get that rate? That's an amazing rate. Today, that rate is abysmal.
It's insane,
right?
I remember when interest rates hit 9.9 and people were like, wow, they're under 10? Holy cow, that's amazing. I can't believe they're under 10. And then all of a sudden they went to 8, and then they went to 7, and they hovered around 5 and 6 for a long time. Yeah. But they hit 4 something in the, I don't know, was it the, I don't know, maybe it was the 80s?
So I'll tell you an interesting story. So I don't know if you ever read the book Real Estate Riches by Dolph DeRoos. Okay? So Dolph wrote this book, and he's from, I can't remember. It's Australia area, right? So when at one point the rates were 22%, and he had the guts to go out and buy. Okay, he used his cash to buy because he knew he was getting these properties. Nothing could move, right? So the properties are just sitting there because of the mortgage rates, and he had cash to put down. So he started buying these houses, and then sure enough, the next year the rates went down to like 14, and then the next year they were back to single digits, just like that. So he stole some great properties off of unsuspecting sellers, and that's one of the ways he built his portfolio.
Yeah, I remember 2008, 2009, and 2010. Nothing was selling. People would take anything for some properties. It was bad for them, but good for real estate investors. I can't believe nobody is calling with the name of my book. I feel so cheated. That they knew how many offices Executech Suite has, but they don't know the name of my book. 855-939-1137, 855-939-1137, and you can get 2 tickets to the Freedom event.
Well, it just shows you that they know my office building. They don't know the name of your book. My marketing is better than yours.
Maybe it's not your marketing. Maybe they just like you better. I'll tell you what. The next person to call in and says they like me better than Phil can also have 1 free ticket.
Okay.
So Linda's online, and she says she knows the name of my book. But Linda's my wife, so she better know the name of my book.
Yeah, you would think she would know that.
I know. That would be really bad if she didn't. All right, 855-939-1137, 855-939-1137. And we're talking about real estate. We're talking about stock options. We're talking about the name of my book, if anybody could figure it out. I'm so insulted. How can it be? What else we got, Bill?
You're not that sensitive.
Yeah, I'm really not.
So, in closing, I would just say that the mortgage rates don't really concern me that much. Like, whatever they do, they're going to do. And whatever happens, it's not going to be forever. It's going to be for a, less than extended period of time. I don't concern myself with it.
No, and it's always one of those things. Oh, and Linda says she also has to like me better.
Yeah.
Did she really say that?
Well, she kind of does.
Well, she kind of does, but she could have said, I like you better. She didn't say she has to like me better.
I'll tell you what, that's probably no easy task.
To like me at all is no easy task. I actually bought the website I Hate Larry Steinhaus. I really did. I haven't done anything with it, so you can't go to it yet.
Are you trying to do a Steven Singer thing or what?
No, I'm trying to, I'm figuring that I'm going to be building more and more haters, and I figured they could all leave their comments and tell me how much they hate me. I haven't built the website yet out, so I didn't do that yet. All right.
Why don't we go to a commercial so we don't tear through all these questions?
Yeah, we should go to a commercial mostly because we're really I don't know if anybody's even listening because no one's calling in about the name of my book. I'm thinking that there must be something wrong with the transmitter today because everyone knows the name of my book, right?
I can see the part of it.
All right. Take us out.
Hi, I'm Phil Falk.
Yeah, I got a call. I got a caller on the line for you.
Okay, put it in the.
Excuse me.
Put it in the messenger.
Yes, David in Southampton.
All right, put it
wants
in the
to take
messenger.
a crack at the name of the book.
Oh, I know who that is. That's one of our students.
As a bonus, we will also teach us.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, I don't hear you guys.
I don't know why.
3002 investorschooling.com.
Hey, everybody, it's Larry Sinus from investorschooling.com.
One more time for me, guys. I'm not hearing you.
All right. Can you hear us now?
Yes, now I hear
Okay.
you.
Yeah, put the information in the messenger. Yep. It's 7 o'clock. Go to investorschooling.com. Pull over right now. Take out your phone and go to investorschooling.com. RSVP right.
Might be something going on with our phone banks today. Some people are like, I don't know if it's just the usual. People don't know how to use a phone or what, but some people seem to be having trouble hearing me.
Oh, okay.
We haven't missed any calls. It's just people
No.
are really having trouble hearing me for some reason.
Yeah, it's you. They don't want to talk to you.
Maybe. If this guy gets it, do you want more callers afterwards?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
$95 a month. Let me tell you, you get an office big enough for one person. You get the furniture in that office. You get the telephone on the desk. You get the telephone numbers. You get the fax numbers. You get 2 full-time receptionists to answer the phone in the name of your company and patch the calls to you. So if your company's ABC Painting Company, hey, ABC Painting Company, how can I help you? Would you like to talk to Bob? Let me get him on the phone. You could be home sleeping on your couch and I'll patch the calls right to you. What else do we give you? We give you the conference rooms. We give you the kitchen. We give you the mailboxes, the printer, the copier, the scanner, UPS service, you name it. All of the utilities, cleaning service, and best of all, we give you free.
All right, now you have 2 callers lined up.
Oh,
Queued
cool.
up.
We're going to start with, we'll go in order, though.
215-942-77.
That's fine.
215-942-7701, executechsuites.com.
All right, welcome back to Investor Schooling Live. I'm Larry Steinhaus, and I'm here with Phil Falcone, and we are the founders of Investor Schooling. And we're having a good time today. We're talking about, I don't know, house pricing going down and how people are going to be broke and we need to be taking their houses from them because we're much smarter than they are. All right, we got Dave on the line. Dave, what's the name of my book, man? Dave, can you hear us?
Everything you think you know about money is wrong.
Well, start from the beginning because we were cut off.
Money hacks. Everything you think you know about money is wrong.
He's so close. You were so close,
What did I
though.
miss?
What? You were just so close, man. When
Yeah,
the next person I get on the line and he gets it right, you're gonna go, I can't believe I did that.
I guess I get to keep the cigar.
Can I have one more shot?
No,
No, you can't.
This
is a contest.
it's a contest, man.
This is a national contest.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook, you know. International contest.
The next guy waiting online is really excited right now because he thought you had it, and then when you didn't have it, you know, what are you gonna do, man? Hey, you coming to the event anyway?
All right.
All right, Dave. We'll see
Well,
you.
Dave, this probably
yeah,
won't be
yeah.
the last time you finish in second place.
Yeah, that's okay.
It happens.
And maybe we'll give you a second chance, but we'll have to see. All right, cut him off, Glenn, before he says it accidentally. Jose, what's the name of the book completely?
Is Money Hacks, because everything you think you know about money is wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean, gentlemen?
Dave
Yes.
left
y'all
one
doing?
word out.
Well, let me just shed some light on this interesting contest that we're having. So basically, Jose calls up and he tells us exactly the title of the book.
Right.
He wins.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You call him Pedro at least 3 times a week.
No, I don't do that. Somebody else does that in the room. I'm the only one who doesn't do that.
Jose, tell me he doesn't do that.
I'm
He
the only
wants
one who
you to
doesn't do
remember
that.
the name of his book. He can't even remember your name. He called you Pedro twice
I've
last
already
week.
been called-
And I keep
I
looking
didn't
around
call him
like,
Pedro. Did I call you Pedro, Jose?
Y'all know what's the funny thing?
Everybody
Look,
does
y'all
it.
know what's the funny thing about that? Everybody calls me Pedro, but the funny thing, I thought about it my whole life, and I just recently turned 43. I thought Jose was the most known Hispanic name, but until I went to investor schooling, I was wrong.
But I don't call you that. Other people call you that.
I'm telling you, you called him Pedro from the stage twice Thursday night. Twice. Tell me he didn't.
Hey, Jose, would that be considered racist?
Look, if somebody comes to me and tells me that you feel whatever race is, I'd be like, man, get out of here, okay? All right, stop. I'm not sensitive. I'm not the cancel culture people. You know what I mean? So I'm not.
Yeah, we know what you mean, but everything is racist. You know that,
right?
Everything revolves around race and gender. Now,
anybody with the name Jose has got to be from Poland, right?
I can't imagine being single, 10 years from now. And everybody you meet, you have no idea what gender any of them are. I mean, life's going to be tough.
Hey, Phil and Larry.
Yeah.
Phil and Larry, check it out. The thing is, I'll tell you how we could fix this racist problem, right? If everybody had like at least joined the military, because we around so many people, and hear the things that we say or do, no matter what race, nobody will be sensitive about everything that's racist, because that's the only thing they jump to when there's nothing else they can say. So I just say you're not very intelligent if you just want to say that.
Well, I don't think that I could curse as much as you do.
Yeah, really. I'm actually like listening to you intently. By the way, Glenn, be careful on the dump button, because this guy, every sentence he says has F word or S word in it, and I'm shocked that he was able to go through this entire phone call without saying it once.
And what's his name?
Hey, I love y'all gentlemen, man. I love y'all, man.
All right, Jose, we totally appreciate you, man. And you guys, you just got 2 tickets, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the event. We're looking forward to seeing you in class on Monday, man. That's awesome. Thanks,
Roger
bud.
that.
All right, we're gonna give away on the other side of the next break, which is coming up in 5 minutes. We're gonna come up with another contest to give away another pair, and then that's it. And I don't know. My wife's begging me to give Dave the tickets anyway. I don't know, man. We'll have to think about it. He was so close, but he didn't get it right.
Well, I don't know that your wife should sway the contest.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, that's true, because if my wife could sway me, then Clarence Thomas has to step down.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not going to work. That's a bad idea. Yeah, sorry, honey. You can't sway me, because if you do, and if I ever go for Supreme Court Justice, I would automatically be disqualified because I gave Dave the book. So I can't do it. Sorry, Dave, if you're listening.
So let's go to the next topic. Build wealth by buying more properties and bigger properties.
Yeah, and get yourself in more debt.
Sure.
That's exactly right. I actually was surprised you didn't say that part.
Well, I like to keep my sentences short. And then I elaborate as I wish during the show.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure where to go with that.
Build wealth by buying more properties.
Yeah.
So I think if you want to find yourself in a situation where you have a nice big fat portfolio of a bunch of properties, millions in the beginning, and who knows, maybe eventually somebody we know at Investor Schooling might actually become a billionaire one day. It's possible.
Yeah, sure.
Right? You have to aggressively buy. buy as much as you can. Obviously, you need to buy good properties. You need to buy cash flowing properties. You need to buy properties that are going to appreciate in value. But even if it doesn't do that every year, you're still going to be fine. You're still going to have cash flow kicking off these properties, and you'll be able to live off of that money. You'll be able to reinvest that money. And to me, this business is so simple. Like, I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's simple.
Yeah. And it's not that hard on the other side either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple. You buy the properties, you collect money, you collect rent. And the other side, some people, when you talk about my rent, like, well, you have to deal with tenants and if they don't pay, and what if the toilet breaks at 2 o'clock in the morning? Those questions, right away, all those are false ideas that people have about being a landlord. I don't know. I've never had that happen to me. I've never had anybody call me at 2 o'clock in the morning and say the toilet doesn't work.
Well, first of all, my phone is off at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, mine is too. Mine's on silent.
So I'm not answering it anyway.
Right. And then,
but I don't even let it. I don't even I keep it downstairs during the evening. If I miss something, I miss it. That's it.
Yeah, and then the biggest semi-truth is what happens if you have someone who doesn't pay rent. Well, it's rare that you're going to have someone who not pay rent if you know how to qualify your tenants. And I'm not talking just about doing credit checks on them. There's several other ways to check them as well. And I've been saying this for years. My conversation with the tenant is all I need. I don't even need to run their credit. I have a conversation with the tenant, and I could tell right away what kind of tenant they're going to be, if they're going to be a problem or not be a problem. Now, you have to understand that I actually believe that most people are good. So when I have a conversation with them, if they tell me that they paid their rent on time all the time before, I believe them unless they give me evidence that they didn't. There's a lot of evidence that says they didn't. One of them is, hey, when are you ready to move in? If they say next week, that's a problem. I know that's a problem because typically, unless there's a specific reason for it,
All right,
like they're leaving their husband.
So you're bringing up some negative things about the business, and obviously there are always negative things and positive things.
Yeah, sure.
But my question was a much more positive, optimistic question, saying build wealth by buying more properties and bigger properties.
Yes. Okay.
We
And
should
forget
make
about that stuff.
we
Just
should,
do it.
Why don't you go double your stock option account?
Right.
And then let's go make something happen.
Well, I actually, it's funny that you say that. I actually have been looking at properties because I'm looking for a much bigger project now. I have a bunch of residential, and I just don't want to do residential anymore. Not that I don't want to do residential anymore. I either want to do really big residential or I want to do a big commercial building, something different. And it's not because I don't like residential. It's because I just want to go do something different. As you change your life, you want to try different things. I know you've actually jumped out of airplanes. I haven't done that yet, and that was something that you wanted to do. You decided to do it. I use that as an example all the time because I think it's a great example, and the fact that you stopped doing it is the same thing. You enjoyed it when you did it. I enjoyed buying residential properties. I have dozens and dozens of them. They pay my rent. I don't have to go to work anymore. I know you don't have to go to work anymore. We do this because we enjoy it, and now I want to just try something different.
Well, actually, I stopped jumping out of airplanes because I realized that there was a bit of a scam going on.
Really?
With the statistics, with the death statistics. Yeah.
You mean more people die in jumping out of airplanes than they say?
So here's what they were doing. Whenever anybody went to any parachute association in the United States, part of the funds that you had to pay went to a membership, okay? A membership, and you got like a magazine that came with it, right? For skydivers. And what would happen is now you are a yearly member of the United States Parachute Association. So if you looked up the statistics, they would say, oh, only 30 people are dying a year, right? Only 30 people. And we have 60,000 members. But the 60,000 members only jumped one time and never went back.
Oh, I see.
Okay? So it really wasn't true at all. They just were signing people up to make it look like they had 60,000 members. And when you think about it, like if 60,000 of those people are, except for 30 of them, right? 30 of them are dying, and the other 59,000 and whatever it is, they were just yearly members. So
it sounds like the COVID statistics.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing.
So I felt like it was a scam, and I said, geez, if you tell me you got 60,000 members and only 30 people are dying, doesn't sound that bad, right? Till you figure out that all the other ones just jumped once.
All right. That's pretty wild. All right. We got to come up with another contest question before we go to a commercial. What do you want to come up with a contest question?
I just gave you a contest question.
Which is?
How many people died skydiving in
but you already answered it. You already answered it. Let's make it a tough one.
You want a tough one?
Yeah, let's make it a tough one.
All right. How much money's in my wallet right now?
Nah, that's too tough. It's got to be something that we've given the information out a couple of times, but it's not that obvious. What do you think? Come on, we got to come up with something.
How about we ask for a definition of accelerated depreciation?
Oh, no. I actually have been researching that since we talked about it. So
yeah, me too, but I didn't ask you to research it for me. I just asked you if you had any knowledge of it.
I do now, but I think it's too difficult I think it's too. That's something we need to have somebody do a presentation on.
Yeah.
So we do a presentation. So just so you know what we're talking about right now, we do presentations on all things that have to do with money. So whenever we find something new, like something called accelerated accelerated depreciation. And if you guys know what that is, it's a way to take a lot more money, depreciate your property or whatever it is you're using in a lot quicker time than the normal 20 to 27 years. And that could be a big help for you if you have a tax situation. So we've been researching it and how to use it with properties, but I don't think that we can actually use that as a contest question. I think it's just too complicated.
But the funny part about that topic is I actually did it when I bought Executech Suites, and then I forgot that I did it.
Right, you didn't even know.
Well, I kind of forgot that I did it. Like I was told by my new accountant at the time I bought the building. He said, "By the way, do you know that you can do this?" And I said, "Yes." He goes, "You could write off all the furniture right now, all the artwork, all this, all that." And I said, "Okay, let's do it." And we came up with a number of $250,000, and we wrote it off over like the next 5 years.
That's great. Yeah,
and I did it, but then I forgot all about it because I just did.
Yeah, it's great to do with copiers. It's great to do with cars or trucks. If you tend to have a truck for a long time.
Carpets, anything that doesn't last. Yeah. Just because your building may last 50 years doesn't mean that everything in the building will last 50 years.
Exactly. And you could actually make the building, you could actually accelerate the building too, but there's ways to do it too. But let's do this because we're kind of like off on a tangent. Everybody's going, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? Don't worry about what we're talking about. When you come to investor school, you can learn all kinds of crazy stuff, and we're going to talk about everything else. Hey, let's talk about this. What is the maximum somebody could put in if they're a couple, if they're a family? What's the maximum amount of money they could put into an HSA if they're over 50? We're going to take a commercial. You guys call us with this answer. 855-939-1137. 855-939-1137. Call us with the answer. The first person to call. What's the maximum you could put into an HSA in 2022 if you're a family? Take us out, man.
Hi, I'm Phil Falcone from InvestorSchooling.com.
You're clear.
Thanks, man.
Complimentary class this Thursday night at 7 p.m. I will teach you how to buy ugly houses and make them beautiful.
So, Mike, what you're trying to do is you're trying to mute us on the Facebook.
We will also teach you stock option investing.
Even if they hear me now, it's better than forgetting to turn us back on. But what you can do is you can mute us on the switcher. So if you go to the switcher, you can mute us there, and that way it won't go out to Facebook.
Hey, everybody, it's Larry Sinus from Investor School.
He's just desperate to mute you guys.
What?
In general.
Apparently, he doesn't like us either.
To learn about real estate,
he doesn't want to hear us. Nobody wants to hear us.
Money than you've ever made in your entire life. If you learn these two skills.
The only thing you got to remember though is if you do mute us going out to Facebook, you got to remember to unmute us.
Pull over.
I've done that too.
Phone and go to InvestorSchooling.
I said it's just a reflex.
Now, InvestorSchooling.com. See you Thursday.
Hi, I'm Phil Falcone from Executech Suites. We're an
I hear you guys in my sleep.
Well, that's good.
Huntington Valley.
A business partner. It wakes me up in the middle of the night. Business. Did you ever see that episode of The Odd Couple where, like, Oscar was having nightmares about Felix? I don't like pits in my juice.
I don't remember
that. It's been a long time ago, yeah.
I don't remember that particular episode from 1967.
Yeah.
Try 73, my friend.
73, man. If you are you that old that you don't remember 73?
You're older than I am.
I'm surprised you're calling me your friend after things I said about you last week.
How can I help you? Would you like to talk to...
You should be.
I'm sleeping on your couch, and I'll patch the calls right to you. What else do we give you? We give you the conference rooms. We give you the kitchen.
What's funny is I know what you wanted to say afterwards, and you didn't.
You name it. All of the utilities.
It was a lot of fun muting him last week.
I could buy that station right now, Glenn, and I'll fire you.
Off to Executech Suites. Phone number's 215.
The cool thing...
215-94...
You're coming back.
701 executechsuites.com.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. An Odyssey station. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Free speech lives here on Talk Radio 12.
All right, welcome back to Investor Schooling Live. And we are not in the, what was it, Volvo Studios? We are in the Investor Schooling Studios. We have our own studio. We don't need no stinking studio from PHC. We got our own studio over here.
We don't let anyone in this studio unless you have the code.
That's right. We are actually here in our office. We have our own studio. It's actually pretty cool. If you guys ever want to stop by and take a look at our studio, you're welcome to do that. And if anybody wants to call in with the answer to the question, Dave should probably call back and answer this question. And if he answers this question, he can have a second chance to win. So the question is, what is the maximum amount of money you could put into your HSA? I'm not even going to tell you what an HSA is. You got to figure that one out. The maximum amount of money you can put into your HSA if you are a family. And if you do that, you get a free ticket to the Finance and Freedom event. By the way, the Finance and Freedom event is going to be at the Washington Crossing Inn on April 24th. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a great event. We're going to be teaching you a bunch of different things about finances. And then we have Doug Mastriano, who's a really high contender for governor. We actually believe he's going to win. We also have Bill Spadia, who is the #1 talk show host in New Jersey. He's an amazing guy as well. And it sounds like I said, Dave's back for more. All right, Dave, if you get this one wrong, we're not going to give you any more chances.
All right, Larry. 7,300 unless you're 50 or over, and then an extra 1,000.
All right, you were almost wrong. I was about to say you were wrong because you're right. It's 8,300 if you're over 50 because the question was specifically if you're over 50. Good job, man. All right, we're going to let you have another pair of tickets. That's awesome, Dave. Thanks so much. So what do you think about us, Dave? Oh, he must oh, okay, go ahead.
He's there.
Oh, he's there. Yeah. Hey, Dave, you still there? We lost him.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I don't know where he is. Tell us what you think of us.
I don't know what he's doing. I
don't know what he's doing either. He must have went off. All right. Well, forget him then.
He's probably at Mashulu getting drunk.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. If you guys, did anybody listen to the show? Oh, we should have said we should have made that the contest where you were last week.
You should have asked how many drinks I had.
Yeah, that's a tough one because I don't think you were counting. We have to look at the receipt to see how many drinks you had.
I only had 2.
Tell him to call back in.
That's right. We know who he is, so that's okay. He's actually one of our students, so we know who he is.
All right, so listen to this prediction that I found on YouTube.
What's your prediction?
No, it wasn't my prediction. It was a prediction that I found on YouTube. Zillow came out and said, Zillow predicts massive equity growth in 2022.
In what? Residential real estate?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think so.
That's what they said.
If you want to count that from January to now, maybe. But from here to the end of the year, no. Definitely not. I mean,
okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll write a note on the calendar.
Sure.
Next year.
Yeah.
12 months from today.
Sure.
And we'll see what happens.
Well, we're on the air every week. We're going to be talking about it every week. We'll either be talking about how great the market is, and we're talking about how bad the market is. So either way, we're going to be talking about it every week anyway.
Well, with the people running this country right now, anything can happen.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, anything could happen.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit worried about the future of the great United States of America.
Yeah. Hopefully something will change. Well, we got our favorite president possibly going for a run again in 2024. We'll see what happens. What do you think, man? What do we got next?
Next question is, buy now or wait?
This is a tough one. Because when you listen to me and I say, well, the market's going to change in a year and a half to 2 years, you would automatically tend to think to wait. And that makes sense based on what we're talking about. However, I'm going to tell you that there are always good deals. The only difference between now and 2 years from now is how easy they are to find them. That's it. You're going to find good deals now, and don't think a good deal means that if the property is worth $200,000 and you could buy it for $150,000, that's a good deal. Of course it is. But sometimes a property worth $200,000 is a good deal at $200,000. So don't get hung up on that. Make sure that it cash flows. Make sure that you can make sure the rent will pay the mortgage. Make sure that you're not going to be underwater, and make sure that everything else about the property fits the criteria which you want to buy. And if it does, who cares? It doesn't matter if the property value goes down a year from now. You're making money now. You got 12 months to 24 months of money you made because you bought the property now and didn't wait. That's actually the reason to buy it now. Some people are worried about buying their own house, like you are, Phil, right? And you want to buy a house. You want to buy a house in Florida, and you want to buy it now. And that's a different situation. If Phil had the luxury of time, which he kind of does, but mentally he doesn't. mentally, he and his wife decide they want to move to Florida. So they want to find a house as soon as possible. They want to change their life. They want to live by themselves.
We want to live in warmth and beauty.
Yeah, exactly.
And freedom.
Right, exactly. So they want to go. So that means the time to buy is now because it has nothing to do with the money anymore.
Right.
You know, once you're at a point where the most important thing to you is your lifestyle, it's more important than money. And the nice thing about money is money can buy you the lifestyle. That's the key here. The key is Phil doesn't care that he's going to pay an extra, I don't know, 10 to 15% for the house. Who cares?
If I do, I do.
Right.
I'm not going to cry about it.
Yeah,
Like-
how much money would you think about this? How much money would you pay to have the life you wanted right now?
Yeah, if it's what my wife wants and what I want, I don't care.
Absolutely.
So
that was the answer to the question. I'm hoping you guys understood.
look, the prices in Florida aren't as crazy as people think. I mean, you can get a very nice house for low 400s to 600 grand. So it's not crazy. It's about what it's going for here in PA. Maybe PA is a little bit less, but it's not like I'm spending $1 million more.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. My kids are moving to the area, and you know, my son lives in Virginia. He's most likely moving to the area. He's been looking at houses, and you know, the numbers are pretty high. What he's looking at.
He's moving back here.
He's moving back here. He's not going to move. A little bit, not too far, within an hour from here, which is great because I'm pretty excited about that because now I get to see my granddaughter more often. And he's been, you know, some of the houses are pretty expensive, and you know, it is what it is. And you know, I could say wait, and the house prices will go down. But he's ready to go now, and that's the time to go. You go when you're ready to go.
Yeah, tell him to use me as his realtor.
Yeah, he actually used me as his realtor. There was kind of this little thing where I'm his dad, so I kind of like when he moves in, I give him a gift, a move-in gift.
You didn't mention to him that I work for free?
Yeah, well, I'm basically working for free too. If you understood the hint I was just giving you. It's just that why waste the money, right? Why give it to somebody else? Let's give it to me.
Sure.
So then I could give him a really nice gift when he moves into his house, because you can't give your clients the money from your real estate deal. That's illegal.
Of course it is.
All right. What else we got, Phil? Anything?
Looks like we're ready to talk to the stock option sultan.
Well, that's cool because the stock option sultan has some really cool things to say.
Well, I'd like to hear that.
Stock option sultan. Stock option sultan.
So I'm still upset that the stock option sultan billboard was graffitied.
You should be.
That was very upsetting.
You should be.
The real part about the part that makes me really upset about it is they didn't even do a good job of graffitiing in it. They should have at least put glasses on me and a mustache on me and make something come out of my mouth that they're saying something. What was it? They just put these, the gang logos on it.
No, it wasn't a gang logo. It was a name.
Oh, it was?
Okay, it was a name. I believe it was Gannon. So now everyone thinks the stock option sultan's name is Gannon.
Well, maybe we'll name him Gannon. That way we can go for it. So we're still giving a reward, by the way, if that leads to the prosecution of the person who did that to the billboard. $2,500.
Yeah. That's money well spent.
So if you guys are traveling down,
how about we just call the billboard company and tell them to replace the damn sign?
They already did.
Yeah.
So if you're driving down 95, take a look and you'll see that billboard. You'll also see the billboard of my morning show too, which is kind of cool. And let us know that you've seen it. All right, let's talk about what's going on in the stock market. What do you think, man? What do you think of the first quarter?
Well, if you're just evaluating the first quarter, I don't think it was a good quarter. It was a pretty bad quarter, actually.
It was a pretty bad quarter.
But I still am quite optimistic about what's coming in the second quarter.
Yeah, in the first quarter, the really weird part is the first quarter was everything about the first quarter was normal except for January. And January messed it all up. If January would have been the normal January, we would have had a great quarter, actually. March ended up just exactly the way I expected it to, and yesterday ended up just pretty much the way I expected it to. The Dow was up 140 points, so that's all good, too, and the NASDAQ was up as well. It was up. It was only up about 40 points, but it was still up, so it wasn't bad. We have the bond rate, and the bond rate is sitting there at 2.4%, and I'm surprised because at that point I actually thought that the NASDAQ would start to crash, but it sounds like the market has already put it in. So it's already factored it in. So we got some earnings coming up at the end of this month. After we got earnings season coming up in 10 days. We've got banks earnings coming up in 10 days. When bank earnings hit, that sets the tone for the market. So in January, if you remember back, in January, when the bank earnings came on, they weren't that great, and the guidance wasn't that great. And because the guidance wasn't that great, that set the tone for January, and that's probably what happened. So we'll know if when the bank earnings come up, we'll know that if there's a problem with bank earnings, we're going to see some bad results.
Well, let me ask you a question about Facebook.
Sure.
Because I felt like the news that came out like yesterday was totally fake, repetitive news.
Which one?
It came out and said that Facebook had revealed some of their clients' personal information.
Yeah.
It just sounded like a perfect fake news story.
Yeah, it's actually a good perfect fake news story because now so this is what's going to happen. Typically right around now you're going to start hearing the negative stories for the stocks. And what that does, and we've sort of talked about this in class, we talk about the fact that fake news was invented in the stock market. And basically what happens is somebody calls their friend at AP or CNBC and they say, listen, I heard that Facebook has a blah, blah, blah problem, whatever it is. And Wall Street Journal, not last quarter, but the quarter before, literally 4 weeks before, started putting out an article a day, and they call it the Facebook files. And they drove the price of Facebook down, and people were buying it up, and they were making money into earnings. And that's basically what's happening now. You're going to get the bad. You're going to get the bad. The bad thing. But Facebook did do one thing. Meta says employees are no longer need COVID boosters to come to U.S. offices. So that's a good thing.
Great. And that idiot Fauci's out there saying that there's going to be another.
Another wave. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but he's a broken record.
Yeah.
Anyway, the thing that was so funny about this article was that when it came out, they said, "Oh, by the way, all this happened like 10 months ago."
Yeah, 10 months ago. It happened 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 months ago.
They're just
it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They repeat the news. So Apple is another great play. I believe that right after earnings, Apple will be back at the $1 trillion mark. Apple's at 175 right now, so I'm not a big fan of playing it right now because it's too high. But if it drops down below 170 to 165, I might take a jump in. Facebook, I'd like to actually see Facebook go below 220 before I jump back in. It's not a bad play to jump in right now, by the way. It's just I just wouldn't put a whole lot into it. If it drops below 220, I'd put more into it. That's basically what I'm saying on these numbers. By the way, the travel stocks, I keep saying travel stocks. The cruise lines stocks are killing it right now. AAL is doing pretty well. You know, we had that opportunity when it hit 15-ish a while back for no reason when the scary Omicron variant came out. For whatever reason, AAL had a major drop, and it was insane. It actually scared me. It actually went down as low as 13, I believe, at one point. And I kept buying it. I still have 500 contracts. I sold a bunch of them at a profit. I still have 500 contracts. So I really need AAL to hit 20 or 21, and I'm going to be really, really happy. Really happy. All right, you got anything? We got about a minute and a half, maybe. Yeah, about a minute and a half. What do you? Anything else you want me to look at?
Well, right now I'm in Facebook heavy.
I know. Right.
And,
right.
And I'm gonna, try to ride that up to earnings. And I feel very optimistic about that, but we'll see.
Yeah, Tesla's a good play too, by the way. So if you want to go into Tesla's a good play. It's at 10. It's 1,100 right now. I might wait for it to drop down to the 9s or less, and then jump back in. You also have Google and Amazon. They're going to be splitting in July, which is awesome news. With the splitting in July, when Google and Amazon split, they're going to be a great play. So if you want to buy the stock, not the stock option, buy the stock now. My suggestion is buy 5 shares of each, and then you could ride that into July, have 100 shares, and then sell covered calls. All right, man, we got about 45 seconds. What do you think, man?
What can I talk about in 45 seconds? Okay, so thanks to our producer, Glenn Page and Mike, for helping us out today. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor on this show, you can just email us at info@investorschooling.com, info@investorschooling.com. And don't forget to visit investorschooling.com for your free class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock on real estate investing and stock option investing. We hope to see you at investorschooling.com this Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
Awesome, man. We will see you guys we'll see you guys Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
We out of here.
All right.
Thanks, bud.